During a case in a courtroom in Amsterdam, chaos erupted as a guy unleashed his fury upon the judge, feeling unheard and disregarded. The tension rose up to a point where it seemed like violence might break out. Amidst this turmoil, I found myself as the lone spectator witnessing the final day of the trial against the infamous Harlem Hells Angels. These were the words of a person who was hearing the trial of the former president of the ill-famed Harlem Hells Angels, named Lysander Dr. But before getting into the subjects of the case and the results, we must learn about Harlem's Hells Angels and what made the situation in the courtroom so tense. So bring your snacks, as you're going to enjoy it for sure. Let's get started. Harlem's Hells Angels. In the land of the Netherlands, Hells Angels is widely functioned and widely renowned for its strong roots in the state of Harlem. But Hells Angels' reign of terror extends beyond Harlem, as there are reports of violence against rival motorcycle clubs and arson attacks on clubhouses across North Holland. The Hells Angels, Harlem, was split into two factions, an older generation with a more laid-back approach, and a younger, ruthless group eager to exert power and control. This generational divide caused internal friction and led to the expulsion of several members who refused to toe the hard line set by Lysander. History of Harlem's Hells Angels. The history of the Hells Angels Harlem is intertwined with the development of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club in the Netherlands. Originally established in California in the 1940s, the Hells Angels became an international phenomenon with chapters spanning the globe. The Dutch chapter of the club was established in Amsterdam in 1978 and later expanded to other cities, including Harlem. In its early days, the Harlem Hells Angels were seen as part of a countercultural movement that embraced the ideals of freedom, nonconformity, and rebellion against societal norms. The allure of the motorcycle club was its brotherhood, the shared love for motorcycles, and the sense of belonging to a group that operated outside the confines of mainstream society. The transition. The question that lingers in the minds of many is, how did a motorcycle club initially formed for camaraderie and brotherhood end up entangled in a web of criminal activities? As the sun sets over the city of Harlem, memories of a time when the Harlem Hells Angels were a symbol of rebellion, freedom, and a lifestyle outside society's norms slowly fade away. They are replaced by the harsh reality of their criminal exploits. As the time passed and the Hells Angels expanded their influence, their reputation took a darker turn. By the 1990s, the Hells Angels in the Netherlands, including the Harlem chapter, were increasingly associated with criminal activities. They were accused of involvement in drug trafficking, extortion, violence, and clashes with rival motorcycle clubs. The rise of criminal activities within the Hells Angels Harlem chapter was partly attributed to a shift in leadership and an influx of new, younger members with a more ruthless approach. The older generation, with their free-spirited outlook, clashed with the younger, more violent faction that sought to establish dominance through fear and intimidation. The Harlem Hells Angels' dark history was marred with infamous incidents, including a tragic stabbing death in 1982 and unsolved murders in subsequent years. These events painted a horrifying picture of the group and their involvement in the drug trade. They were even alleged to be involved in a car fire targeting the mayor of Harlem. The police collected incriminating evidence against Lysander, including his involvement in these violent incidents. Actually, the incident happened in 2015 when Lysander wanted to display his rule in the Harlem city. To make an example of their fierceness, they orchestrated to harm the mayor of Harlem. So, with his fellows, he set up the mayor's car on fire. Fortunately, the mayor was all right, but after the investigation, it was revealed that Hells Angels were behind it. The trial concluded with severe sentences handed down to the accused. Lysander Dr. received 9 years in prison. His second-in-command, Ricardo van der H., about 7 years, and bookkeeper Frank L. was sentenced to 5 years. The trial itself was full of drama. as I mentioned in the start of the video. During the trial, Lysander tried to make drama. He even stood from his chair, shouting at others in the courtroom. It felt like he will attack someone or will start throwing chairs. But the judges handled the situation really well. As the hearing resumed, the court accused them of being part of a criminal organization responsible for various acts of violence, including extortion, threats, assault, arson, drug trafficking, and money laundering, with a chilling grip on the city of Harlem. Despite the gravity of the charges and the evidence, Lysander Dr. remained defiant, maintaining his innocence and dismissing the threats and violent language as mere banter among friends. He portrayed himself as someone who had chosen a life outside of the norms of society, uninterested in conventional employment. This criminal organization was not just a smear campaign by the prosecution against motorcycle clubs. It was a well-documented trail of violence and crime that the authorities were determined to dismantle. The hope was to achieve the unprecedented ban of all Hells Angels chapters in the Netherlands, building upon the successful ban of other notorious biker clubs like the Bandidos and Satudara. As the trial concluded and the sentences were handed down, the Harlem chapter's notoriety was undeniable. However, this was not the end of the Hells Angels story in the Netherlands. The organization had a tumultuous past and their future remained uncertain. Results. The Harlem Hells Angels' dark legacy serves as a reminder of the importance of justice, the rule of law. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of their reign of terror, it is crucial to remain vigilant against such criminal organizations and to strive for a future where violence and intimidation no longer cast a shadow over our communities. Only through collective efforts and a commitment to upholding the principles of justice can we hope to overcome the darkness that seeks to engulf us. The Harlem chapter in the trial that captured the nation's attention, the extensive charges brought against Lysander Dr. and his associates laid bare the depths of their criminal era. The courtroom drama provided a rare glimpse into the inner workings of the infamous motorcycle club. This case exposed the working of these clubs in the country. This incident even led to the ban of Hells Angels in the Netherlands. Impact on Hells Angels. The Hells Angels have a long-standing tradition of secrecy and loyalty to their own, which makes it challenging for law enforcement to penetrate their ranks fully. Their code of silence, known as omerta, further complicates efforts to gather evidence and secure convictions. In the wake of the trial, there were also concerns about the potential for retaliation and further violence. The Hells Angels were known for their vengeful nature and willingness to protect their own at all costs. For many, the fear of retribution lingered, adding to the complexity of dealing with a criminal organization. The trial had exposed the dark underbelly of a motorcycle club once associated with rebellion and freedom. Now it is synonymous with violence, crime, and fear. The trial served as a reminder of the importance of upholding the rule of law and combating criminal organizations that threaten the safety and well-being of the community. Hopefully you liked the video. Make sure you share it with your clan and leave your remarks in the comments section. Drive safe, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And we will see each other in the next episode.